motherfucking designer on right now. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. I got 3 old thoughts on the block.
Hi, and it's the first video, of course, and good thing is I have a lot of my other friends from UWC Robert Bosch, and you know my name, but you don't know my year, maybe. I'm a first year, RBC, and off we go.
Hi everyone, bonjour. I'm Camille, I'm from Switzerland and I'm a second year.
Salam, my name is Hamza and I'm from Morocco and I'm a first year UWC RBC.
Maishapa, my name is Sebastian and I'm a second year from Paraguay.
Namaste, I'm Heed and I'm a second year from Curacao.
And there's me, okay, we'll skip.
Yassas, I'm Katerina and I'm a first year from Cyprus.
Hello, I'm Amelia and I'm a second year from Germany.
Kia ora, I'm Nate, I'm a first year from New Zealand.
Oh yeah, I'm Douglas and I'm a second year from Brazil.
Habari, I'm Manuela and I'm a first year from Kenya.
Okay, that's very nice. Like, after hearing all of us, it's like you have 9 countries within just a small little auditorium. First off, like, I have a lot of questions, and good thing is I asked you guys to send millions of questions and you guys did that, but we have to select some of them, and we're just going to talk about the whole application process in general with my friends, and I hope it's going to be fun. First off, I don't want to be picky, but let's say for now, I'd say I love Brazil more, let's say. And then I'll ask, let's see who's from Brazil. Excuse me, who's from Brazil?
Okay.
Who's that person? Okay, so Douglas, can you like tell us what was the best thing and what exactly motivated you to apply for UWC?
For me it was, first of all, I'm not gonna lie, I think for me it was I want to leave my country and I want to live abroad and have this experience of going out and exploring it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I found in the UWC movement the perfect, I would say the perfect motivation to do that and to join. Because when I searched for it and I saw like each school has such a different like background and such a different vibe, you know, and they all have very unique people on it. And I think I was not actually more into the part of, oh my god, there's like so much backgrounds and countries and nationalities within high school, but I was more like so drawn into knowing more people that I was like, I have to be in that place. And I think that really drove me to really explore this, because coming from a place where it's like I just want to go out of this situation and live abroad and explore different parts of the world, and then in UWC I found this opportunity to know so much different parts of the world by just being in one place because of the people we have.
Quick question, honest, okay, honestly.
Yeah, of course.
Was the campus you're in your first option?
Yes, actually it was.
Really?
It was. And people actually got a bit like surprised when I say that, but it was. UWC RBC was my first choice. I don't know exactly why. I was just like, yeah, that looks like a nice place. You know what I mean? In Europe and kind of the vibes. So yeah, it was my first choice.
But honestly, I know deep down among us, RBC was not like the first option. No offense taken, but coming to see, I think it's still nice, no?
Yeah.
I think that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and up next, I don't know, maybe I should just, who wants me to ask the next question to them? Who's ready for it?
Got one. Yeah.
Nate. Okay, but then it will be like you two sitting together, but it's fine.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
It's fine, it's your lucky time. Okay, so up next, Nate. Like, how was it for you? Like, the whole application thingy, the essay writing and everything. How was it for you? Was it okay, tough? Can you tell us about it?
For me, it was quite lengthy, because of course every NC is like a different application process. So for New Zealand, I think it's quite small compared to a lot of other countries. There's like a 4-page document full of all these questions about who you are as a person, what you're into, your passions, and like, I don't know, tell us a story where you like persevere through a challenge, the usual questions. And then an essay which was about, I think it was about like what you like can bring to the UWC movement from New Zealand, like why you should be chosen. So that was kind of a short and simple bit. It took me a good few weeks though, like every night after school I would sit down, write this essay, and I was going hard out because I was like, I want to go. So I did dedicate a lot of my time. And then after that, I got an email a couple months later saying that I was like a finalist or whatever. So they were in New Zealand, because we're a small country to an extent. There was only 72 applications from like my generation, and they got narrowed down to 6 people, including me. And then us 6 went away to like a selection weekend for the weekend, you know, fun and games. We got interviewed by some like lawyers in like the New Zealand High Court. We were like sitting there, there's like these 6 lawyers up here asking us these really deep questions, and I'm like, how do I reply? But it's okay. And then yeah, from there, like literally the next day I got like the phone call that I had a place at RBC, and I was blown away. So I think yeah, it was quite short compared to a lot of other countries, but still it's very thorough, because they want to know about who you are as a person, your characteristics, like why you want to go here. So, yeah.
But then, do you all remember that time when you were like waiting for the email? You
Oh
were,
my
like,
god, yes.
you keep on updating, like you keep on refreshing.
But I feel like the email or like the call comes at such inconvenient times.
Yes, right? Oh my god.
I was like 7 in the morning. I was like just looking
I
up.
remember I was in class and none of my classmates knew, none of my teachers knew. Like it was just me, my principal, and like the teacher that recommended me. And I was sitting in my class and I opened my email. It's like, ah, you've been selected for UBC Robert Bosch College. And I just had to sit there like, and it was like this silent time in class. Like everyone was like studying or working, so it was just like, what do you mean?
And it's so funny, like for my case, seeing like after receiving the email, I didn't even know that we had UWC Robert Bosch. You know, I was like, what is this? Is this place like here? What is it? And then Germany, I was like, oh my god.
Like I was just getting on the airplane. Like I was about to show my ID to get in the airplane, and I was refreshing my emails and I saw it, and I was like, I had to stay cool and calm. And like all my classmates were like behind me, and I had to act like nothing happened.
That was like, I think it was the highlight, you know, like receiving like the email all of a sudden. But that's something.
Yeah.
So Hamza, like, can you tell us how the whole thing was for you, honestly? Like the nerve-wracking experience, and what made you stand out among all the other Moroccans that applied, you know?
For me personally, I think, well, the reason why I applied initially was when I went to the US firstly, I kind of had an international exposure, and that kind of grew into me kind of appreciating diversity to a whole other degree. And that's the reason why I applied at first, because I was like, this seems like a really wonderful opportunity to not only discover a new place and new people, but also to learn. And I feel like that's a really important part of the entire process. So I applied in December, I believe. I found out about it like a week before deadline. And as Nate mentioned, once you find out about it, it's like an obsession. Like 24/7, YouTube videos, constantly hammering the essays. But honestly, those were some wonderful times. Stressful, but wonderful. Then I got interviewed once. We had to fill like a bunch of essays. I think it was 5 in total, all assessing your character, your previous ability and experience, and your transcripts, of course. That also plays a part. Interviewed by an alumni, then I had another interview online, which consisted of debates and everything. And I feel like that was kind of where having an exposure to kind of an international community kind of made me stand out as an applicant, because kind of having that different perspective and being able to contribute a different side to the discussions really is what UWC is all about. And I feel like that's what the movement really appreciates, the diversity that each unique person brings. So yeah, I remember receiving the email for that interview. I was in art class. We were like making things out of like clay and everything. Such a nice class, missing it to this day. But yeah, then I was in the US, so I had to fly from. It was such a long flight, and I booked it on short notice, so I had like a layover in Istanbul, and it was like, I think it was 12 hours from Vegas to Istanbul, then like 7 hours from Istanbul to Morocco, which was kind of a long flight, but it was all very worth it, because once I got there, we had like the selection day and everything, we met the other applicants, and that was honestly one of the best memories that I have the entire process, because you really get to bond very well with people who all have that international mindset and all want to contribute positively to the world around them. Yeah.
So wait, this after what you said, it's like this is your second like international experience, no?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
For me, it's my first, honestly. No offense taken. Who else is like me right now?
Mine also.
Okay, for those who have like another perspective of living in an international community, how does it feel like comparing it to UWC, like right here, and how it was like in the first place?
Could I answer?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to an international school before this, and the island I'm from is super diverse, and there's a lot of people from a lot of places. I mean, I'm from there, and my family's fully from India, and I grew up there, so it's really diverse. And I was kind of expecting RBC to be like that, because that's always what I'd been surrounded by. And coming here, I realized it was so much more than just diverse. Like, I think first when you come here, you think, oh my god, I'm going to be around so many people from so many places, but suddenly the places become so irrelevant, because like the people are just, they're people, you know? And I think that's what I was so excited about first when I came here. I was like, I'm gonna be with people all over the world, I'm gonna learn new languages, eat new food, you know, la la la. But really that becomes, I mean, of course it's important, but I think just appreciating each other as people that you live with is the most important part. And I think, I don't know, I really cherish that about this place.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently it's not like a lunchbox, but it is a lunchbox,
It looks
honestly.
like a
Yes,
lunchbox.
it is a lunchbox. But then the problem is UWC teaches us to like think out of the box now. Let's think out of the box.
English is nice.
Yeah. It's not like a must for it to be food now. Okay, so in here are your questions. I didn't write all the questions, but then some of them. I guess we went from that side. I think this, Camille, do you think you can just randomly pick a question? Do not see what's the question, let's just randomly.
That's pressure.
Yeah.
Then let's see.
Are there unique traditions or practices at your UWC campus? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there is, of course.
Uh-huh. Maybe you can tell us about your best.
The best one.
Yeah, your best.
I think I really enjoyed the cafes one. It's the really interesting thing. It's kind of like a talent show, but then it's extremely prepared.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it so much coming here and just watching people showing their talent, like people dancing, singing, or even sometimes humor. And it's really, really funny to just be able to just sit there and, I don't know, be amazed by all these people that just show their culture as well and their passions, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah. And what I really love about the people here is that they're so supportive, and after each cafe everyone goes to the performance and they tell them how good they performed, and like it gives you so much like confidence boost. I loved it so much. I love the people here.
Yeah. I love what you say, like how good you performed. At times you just mess up and then people are like,
Standing ovation.
Yeah, that's so true.
Also, people really enjoy humor here.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. You
It's
know,
like
you
a
have
new kind of humor.
Yeah, new kind of humor, and they don't side-eye you.
Yeah, they don't side-eye you. They enjoy it. And
You don't feel judged.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the things about cafes, it's also like adding to what Kami said, like you're sat there and you see like one of your best friends like dancing or like singing or like playing an instrument that you've never you've not known before that they could do that. And then you're like, oh, how exactly? Like that's my friend. And it's I don't know. It feels so nice to be surrounded by such like incredible and talented people.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can let Seba speak the next question.
Okay. What's the most challenging aspect of adjusting to life at UWC? Okay, for me, I would say being in a whole new country and like speaking a language that is not your native language, being far away from your parents, and I would say also living with other students, because for me, I used to live with my parents and live at home. So it was hard for me at the beginning to adjust to being surrounded by so many people all the time, because I was used to silence. Like I would go to school or somewhere else and I would be with people, but then I would have my own space. But then here it's like you don't really have your own space at some point. You always feel that someone is there or someone is talking to you. You just go to the common room, to the kitchen, and of course someone will be there. You go to the bathroom, someone is there. You go to shower, someone is there.
Want to make it
So,
calm?
yeah, you're always surrounded by people, and at the beginning that could be really tough and challenging, but then you get used to it, and it's the best thing. I went back for summer break to home, and there was like this moment that I was alone in my room. There was like silence. I was like, what? I was so silent. So I think it's something beautiful that you get used to share every aspect of your life with people here, and you're always surrounded. If you need support, you can go with your friends, and they will be there. So I think that's something beautiful about
It's like a big family, because like
Yeah.
you're living with all your best friends,
Yeah.
like within
Yeah.
like a 2-minute walk, if not the same,
Yeah.
if not next door. So you spend like 27 living with everybody, like these amazing people, and it's such like supportive community, and it's like
It
a big
is.
family, like a second family.
Yeah, I think the best part is like living with your best friends.
Yeah.
Because I think especially like in your second year, they like know who you're friends with, so they put you together sometimes.
Sometimes.
I got really lucky this year.
Yeah.
We lived
Really?
together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
friends. That's nice.
So it's really cute.
Mhm.
It's basically living with your friends. So.
Yeah.
But sometimes, let's say that it gets a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Sometimes it's like, it's amazing to live with your best friends and everything, but sometimes it's like, oh my god, this person again. It's not that you don't like them, it's just like you see them every day, they're
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's
You
so
know
nice.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's so different when you live with
Yeah.
them, because you get to know them in a like
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, go home. Like, we can see each other tomorrow.
No, but I also think that it's like living together also makes you realize how important it is to be alone.
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
that's when you have to find your alone time here, and that's
Yes.
so important if you want to sustain your life here. You have to learn to find time for yourself and like not always say yes to plans and have nights in so you're by your, like on your own in your thoughts so you can refresh, be rejuvenated for the people you will meet the next day.
Something I didn't realize that much in the beginning is that living in this campus with 200 people all the time is like really socially exhausting at the end.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, I love living here, but at some point, I think at the end of the 2 years, I will be happy to go home where there will be less people, I would say.
And like, you know, the other thing, speaking of social life, you know, at times I feel like I'm the only person with my social battery issue. Because like, it's up to 100, and then when I go out, it's like, shh, yes. I'm like, no, I'm so done. Yeah, but eventually, I think everybody here is just so nice. At least for RBC, I know. But then
Yeah.
I think UWC, the whole thing is just, it should be nice, no?
Yeah.
Should be. Should be.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and like another challenge that doesn't really have to do with friends, that like I've only realized during October that my laundry will not get done on its own. My room will not get cleaned on its own. Like I have to actually walk and or cook to get fed. Like, oh my god! But it's so exhausting because like if you don't wash your clothes, you will simply not have clothes to wear. And like I don't know, like yeah.
But
Yeah, I think being so independent is both a curse and a blessing. I think you learn a lot from it.
Yeah.
But it takes you quite some time to figure out how to handle yourself and your life and everything.
Which
here.
mode to put the clothes on in the washing machine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think something challenging too that living in a boarding school is that sometimes it's hard to separate the school from your personal life because
Yeah.
like, it's like all together in the same
Yeah.
campus. So it gets really hard to separate these things. So you really need to put effort into, I don't know, doing your
Alright. What's something unique about your UWC campus or the country you're in? So, we are in a city called Freiburg in Germany. I am from Germany, so I've seen a lot of this. But I think especially Freiburg, as a sort of smaller city, is really nice because the community here of the locals, they're all very friendly. And it's not too overwhelming at the beginning, so I think we all had the opportunity to get a good impression of Freiburg already in our first weeks. And also the nature around us is incredible, and especially in winter we have so many trips that we make, skiing trips, winter hiking trips. We have snow sometimes, which is really nice.
On campus.
On campus even.
The snowball fights.
Snowball fights.
During Block Week.
During Block Week, especially. No, but I think also in summer, all of the outdoor retreats that we have, and at the end of the school year and at the beginning of the school year, there's always this time dedicated to the generations bonding with each other and going out camping for a few days. And I think that's also a really memorable experience. I don't know, I think you have to be the type of person to like it or not, but everyone grows from it, to be honest. And it's something that really stays in your mind, I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Also, the location is something super good of
Yes.
RBC.
Yeah.
Because like in the middle of Europe, and then I don't know, there's this thing called project weeks that you go for a week to somewhere else, and it's really like centered, so you can go to, I don't know, my next project week is in Vienna, so it's really amazing. So we're going to Vienna. So I think the location is something super good about RBC.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have animals.
Yes.
Guys, we
We
have
have sheep.
alpacas. Yes.
Alpacas.
Yes, bunnies, ducks.
Horses.
We have horses.
I'm gonna say rare. Unicorns.
We
Sheep.
have
Lots of sheep.
dragons.
All of them.
The
Bats as well.
The dragons.
Bats on campus.
They help us get to
Oh,
class,
yes.
but we haven't seen one yet.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Salamanders.
Yes.
Toby loves those.
But honestly, I think that compared to other UWCs, I think the location of RBC it's like perfect.
It's so
Because
Yeah.
I think most of the other UWCs are very isolated and they're still amazing places. But like being so close to the city of Freiburg itself also allows us to have like more connections with the city, like outside the bubble of the school. Because for example, we have CAS, for example, like services that most of them are with outside partners, and this would not be completely possible if we would live in a very isolated place. And here, like I think this interaction between what we learn here and how we can give to the community of Freiburg back throughout our service, it's also a very nice aspect of the campus.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm also living in the Schwarzwald, so the Black Forest, which is like this humongous forest in Germany. You can't see, but like we're in the auditorium right now, and just behind there's like a couple paddocks with sheep, and then it is the Black Forest. Like you can literally walk anywhere out of school and you're in the Black Forest. And like in the spring as well, when it's all green, because right now it's winter, so like it's all dead basically. But it's just full of greenery, and it is so beautiful. These ginormous trees. There's biking tracks, there's walking tracks, there's hiking tracks. So you can just spend your Saturday out hiking for a few hours, and it is incredible. Like the views and just the wildlife.
Also the sport facilities around in the forest is
Yeah.
really nice.
And even across the road as well, because
Yeah.
there's like the University of Freiburg. They've got the sports center. There's like not hundreds, there's like maybe 10 like tennis courts, there's like a running track, there's indoor volleyball, there's wrestling, like any sport you can imagine, there's like a proper like Olympic like training facility across the road. Yeah.
I think that was a very sensitive topic because we just had people bragging about their campus.
Yeah.
That was like literally
And
people
also, we're
bragging.
the only UWC with 4 project weeks in total.
I think we should touch on project weeks.
And that
Yes.
And I think also it's good to highlight that the school really trusts the students here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something you don't get in all
Yeah.
the UWCs, because you're free to do as much as you want as long as you conform to the school rules. And I think the trust is a big important part of
Yeah.
it.
But I think that's because, like, mainly because we live in kind of a safe area. Like, I think Freiburg is kind of a safe place. So we don't have a lot of dangers, like of getting kidnapped or something.
And also like the school really puts like again trust in students, and like project weeks are student led, not initiatives, but like project weeks.
Yeah.
You know, projects. And I think that also fosters so much independence and like I don't know, maturity in us, because we have to handle finance, we have to handle a bunch of other students, but also they have to handle themselves, we have to feed each other, we have to make sure we have an accommodation.
Yeah, because there's no teachers at all. Like it's literally 6 to 12 students. They get a certain amount of budget, and then they get kicked off campus for a week to go somewhere in Europe to do
And
something.
do something.
And it's all paid for.
We have a supervisor, but it's like on us, you know?
Yeah, just like take someone today, face someone today, be like, hey, like we're all alive, we're all here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe we can move to another question.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah. Do you wanna? Yeah.
Okay. How does UWC prepare students to become change makers?
Oof. Wait, are we change makers already by now? Like, quick question. Do you think
Do
we
we
are
like
change
get that
makers?
title after we graduate, or like what? When does this come?
We're in the process.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
we're in the process of
But,
making
but we are
It's a
like,
lifelong journey
Yeah.
of becoming a
Mhm.
change maker.
but like just by taking the step to come here, it means that we are something. Like we did something.
But it's also on
Well,
us
What do you
to
think? Of it?
decide
I
to
think,
be a change maker.
I think in the end, being here really helps you see the problems that are in the world.
Mhm.
And more than anything, even in the school setup, when there's a problem, we're really encouraged to talk about it, to come up with solutions. And that open-mindedness, I think, makes us change makers because you long to be the change you want to see literally. You do that in anything you want. If it's your roommates and you have a disagreement, then you change the situation as well. And I think, yeah, in some way, by the time you finish UWC in the 2 years, then you might be a change maker. But I think you carry the skills with you wherever. You don't have to be a change maker immediately after you're done, but the skills you carry from here really help you to see the difference outside in the world and be able to call it out whenever possible. Yeah.
I feel like with the structures of the school itself, for example, we're very close to like the management team and everything. So that even on campus, it kind of shows you to, if you have an issue, there's an issue on campus, everyone's kind of ready to speak out about it, and also to communicate to management, for example, and they give student voices a big value, which is really nice, and it actually makes you feel like you have an actual impact even on the campus itself, which is fantastic.
Yeah. And I think our journey to be change makers, that's a huge thing. That's how at least RBC does for us to become change makers, because we start right here. Like we have student representatives, we have different college jobs, and we have steering groups and working groups, and all of this they are small groups that work together to actually bring out change in our own community and to see everyone's perspective over that and understand what's wrong, what's right, what we can do to change. And I think it's starting to change very small things in our own community and in the place where we belong and then where we live. When we leave this space, we are able to become very aware of things that are happening around us and think more critically, because that's exactly what a change maker does, right? Like look at around you, think critically, and then search for a better result or to solve that, right?
And I think to add on to that, it really makes you realize that being a change maker is really not about making a big impact in the whole world. It's about the small places you can touch, and that's a really important concept.
Yeah, I think it's about the small places and also about doing it gradually. And I think especially what UWC as a whole concept teaches us is that change comes very slowly, but you have to keep it consistent. So I think it's already implemented in our programs that we do, in the services that we do week by week. And I think by that, in the long term, you see change happening, and also personal change for sure. I think being a change maker doesn't only apply to your community, but also to yourself, and how do you change over the time that you spend here.
And I think one of the most important thing, I think, is the first step of being a change maker is actually learning about issues around the world. And we have a lot of groups or possibilities to do so, with, for example, the special focus days as well, with where we learn about equality around the world, that is the next one, or sustainability and everything. And there's different workshops and different seminars where we can take part of and actually learn about specific subjects that interest us or like that we never knew about, so we can talk about around us as well.
And I know a very cliche phrase, it may sound cliche, but like you may not change the whole world, but you can definitely change a person's world. Like, and just by that, you're definitely making an impact, and that's so important, I believe.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, what was the one thing that you wished as a person you knew before you applied for UWC? Like honestly, you know there are those things that you do every single day in your life. You're like, if I knew, if I knew that you faced so far before you applied.
I think be prepared to kind of have a lot on your plate all at once. I think one important skill that with time you actually gain here is the ability to manage multiple things happening all at the same time. So I think that's very important, kind of having, even being ready and mentally prepared to kind of balance not only your personal and social life, for example, because you come here and you see all these amazing people and it's a wonderful community, but also balancing that with the UWC part and the IB part, which is very academic and rigorous in that sense. So you kind of have to balance a lot of things. So yeah, just being mentally prepared and going into it with the mindset of, yes, of course, there is a large community to explore and a lot of wonderful people and communities, but at the same time, there is a lot of work to be done and improvement and lessons to be done.
And I think adding on to that is that you need to be mentally prepared, that you don't have to be perfect, I would say. Like, there is a lot of things going on, as I said, and you cannot have like sevens, like the best grades all the time, and you cannot like be all the time really happy around your friend and like really. You need time to also realize that it's okay to make mistakes sometimes and to choose your own happiness over grades, for example, or your like alone time over going out with your friends again. It's yeah.
Yeah, I think being perfect also kind of corresponds to staying true to yourself, but at the same time be prepared to change. I think this is something that I really needed to hear. And let this place change you. I think it's a beautiful opportunity to develop yourself, to let other people influence you, and of course you come here to also share about yourself and where you come from and your background. But really, you will change in these 2 years, and I think that's beautiful, and I think we all did.
I also think before I came here, I thought this place was like rainbows and butterflies because I romanticized it so much. But when you come here, you realize that this is real life. Like, this is your life. You have to do your laundry. You have to cook your meals.
Do the IB.
You have to do the IB. Your room won't clean itself, you know. And this is real life. So these are real people. These are real experiences. And it's not just some sort of fantasy, which sometimes it really can feel like it because it feels so ideal here. But then you're like brought back to reality, and you know, I think those moments are, I guess, refreshing in some way because you remember, okay, I'm a human, and this is life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And from what, like, one extra thing from what she said, it's not just change. Let's focus on the positive change more, because there's negative change. I think it's best if we also learn how to leave the negative things with the people. And also from what like both of you say, I think. I think there's a question right somewhere. Yeah, right under there. There's a question right under there that says, how do you balance the extracurriculars and the IB? So in case you don't reach it, if somebody has an answer to that one too, and then you can keep on with that you were saying.
I think kind of to touch on that, but also touching on like what you said as well. I think you also need to understand like why you decided to come to UWC. Like, was it because you want to like get a 45 in the IB and go to some like top league university? Was it for the social life? Was it here to like meet people from across the world? Like, kind of understand your reasoning why, because like you can't have everything, and yeah, you can't be perfect at the school. And that's also like the thing about like balancing your social life, your extracurriculars like CAS, and your academics. And I think it's kind of the balance that works for you that makes you happy as well. Like, are you happy with like kind of going out every single night with all these like, you know, spending time with your friends and just passing school? Or are you happy because you're getting like top grades and you're maybe just spending like a little bit less time with other people? So yeah, it depends. Like, there's no perfect balance, and I think it depends on who you are as a person and what you hope to get out of this experience.
And to really listen to yourself.
Totally.
Like, if you want to go out because you feel like you will miss something, then you might reconsider it because maybe you're just tired and you need a night for yourself.
But all of these are valid too. Like, you can really emphasize academics, and you can also really emphasize your social life or whatever you want to emphasize. Just do it because it's you and you know what you want. And these are all very valid balances of your life, and I don't think you should let anyone judge you for that.
I feel like a big part of the balance between kind of extracurriculars and social life, no, extracurriculars and academic life in a sense, is to kind of understand that most of the work that we have here, even with the IB, getting stuff done is usually the most important aspect, and getting rid of that perfectionism that usually you come into the school with is an important part of getting through and balancing what you have outside of school and like academics.
Something that helps me specifically balance things out, because I'm a person that I'm very focused on academics. I want to do like really well, but at the same time I want to have my friends, I want to have a good social life. I have this rule, like on Fridays we don't study. Like I study a lot throughout the week, but on Fridays after school I will go out with my friends, I will see my friends, I will not touch like a single pencil. And then I can study a bit in the weekend, but on Fridays I don't study, so I can kind of balance things out. Because like, if you are mentally unwell, you will not do well in anything. You will just lose everything. You have to be mentally well and stable to be able to balance things out. And this is a way of like, this is a thing that really helps me balance things out as a person who really wants to do well in both aspects of my life.
I think an important part as well is to be graceful to yourself. Because this might sound like so much, but you will learn with time how to balance everything, and you will learn what is your important stuff. So I think just come here prepared to change as well, and things will work out. You will know what you need at a specific time. So just be graceful to yourself as well.
Yeah.
Can I add something on like a previous question about if we wanted someone to tell us something before coming here? Yeah. I think I would want someone to humble me down a bit and tell me that, Katerina, you're going to miss Cyprus. Because like, one of the main reasons I applied to UWC was that I wanted to escape Cyprus. And I was like, no, I will never feel homesick, I hate this place. Like, not I hate it, but like I got bored of it. And I was like, no, I'm going to have fun, I will have the time of my life, I will never miss anyone. And I came here and I realized how much you miss even the very little smallest details about your old life before coming here. Like, I really miss like going to the supermarket with my dad, or like being in the car and putting like listening to my CDs with my parents while going to the beach, for example. I never thought that I would actually miss those stuff. And like, and I think that really like kind of formed a mindset for me is that in UWC you will have your lowest and your highest like times. And like when you're at your lowest, there is like, you get these doubt feelings where maybe I don't deserve that, maybe I can't do this anymore. But we had this conversation the other day with my friend, and I told her that feeling homesick doesn't mean that you don't deserve and you are not made for this place. It's just a bad day. You are feeling homesick, of course, yes, it would be even better if we had our parents now, but tomorrow you will see again your friends, you will see your life with a whole different perspective. You will go out again, you will forget about everything, and you will have fun again, and you will go to your highest moment again. But feeling that like you are at your lowest doesn't mean anything, and it's okay. And I think it's really important to understand that it's okay to feel very like shitty for like one afternoon, and it's part of the process.
A lot of other questions. We'll try getting them done through shorts, so stay tuned. And I think that's it for now from us, and bye for now.
Bye guys!
Bye! Good luck with your application.
Yeah!
Subscribe!
Subscribe!
Like,
Like,
notification.
share!
Comments.